Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Darkest Dungeon. Let's continue. So, we're trying to set ourselves up for success here. And I would like to take on a boss, but if I do that with this guy, that is pretty much insanity, isn't it? So, I need to swap out this guy, who would need his equipment upgraded, which would mean I would need to sell some more items, and I had already sold a lot of items here, so let's just do it. That's still not enough items sold. And yeah, we really are just getting rid of things that we're probably never going to use. There we go. Like, hopefully. And that's still not going to give us a lot of resources. Let's put that guy in there. We want to take on this level 3 enemy and just defeat it. That may have been my thinking pattern on taking this guy, is that his stress may have not really been that high. Gold really is the thing we need. Like, it cannot bear too little repeating, in that you absolutely must deal with, oh man, yeah, let's just see if we can sell something else. Max HP, I don't even know if max HP really is going to matter. Let's sell that. But yeah, I wouldn't be struggling here if it weren't for just an absolute need for gold. I wouldn't be struggling here if there wasn't a real desire here. Let's go with some anti-venom too.
The wild whispers of heresy roused
I'm
the
playing
rebel
on
to
easy,
violent
but honestly,
action.
what I
Such
need
was
at
the
this
general
point, and
air
what's
of
kind of
rebellion,
obvious, is
that even my generous
I need like a
offer of
mod
gold to the
or
local
some
constabulary
ridiculous
was rebuffed.
cheat to give
To
me,
reassert my rule,
oh,
I
about
sought out
50,000 gold.
unscrupulous men
50,000
skilled
gold
in the
really wouldn't
application of
even
force.
do that
Tight-lipped
much
and
for me
terrifying,
after a certain
these
amount,
mercenaries
because
brought with them a war machine
you're just
of
going
terrible
to
implication.
level everybody up as far as their equipment, and level everybody up as far as the skills, at least the skills that you use, and
The smell
it's
of
still
sulfur
not
and gunpowder hangs
guaranteed
in the
to
air.
be
The war machine
the-
is close.
the outcome you really want. Okay, so we're starting here, so this would be 1, 2, 3, 4 that way, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this way. This is obviously where the boss is. Like, this guy has a bleed resistance due to a quest, I don't know why. And that's just quest wide. These characters should be easy to defeat. I guess the question really will just come down to, do I need to transform, or can I smack this guy hard enough?
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
just healing myself because I have nothing else to do. And honestly, really should just move out of this position if that's the way it's gonna go. Of course, we got some major speed. Some of these characters, I said in the last recording that I looked at all these tips and tricks, and they basically said having 8 speed more than your opponent is what you want. I think that's it. So this one has like a speed of 2. This guy has a speed of 10. So that's just like a guarantee that he'll go first. And if anything, it just kind of highlights that speed may not be as big of a deal as I thought. Like, this guy's at 6 speed, so maybe there's something to that.
The bigger the beast,
it's not really changing anything, though. You play and then your opponent plays. It's just that simple. I'm not gonna waste a key on that. Like, so this is actually going to work, I think, fairly fine. Giving little bits of stress is not really a concern when you're going to potentially get a full attack. I guess the question to ask, what's the speed on this character? 5, so that's why it didn't attack first. This may also highlight the importance of attacking first in this one scenario, only, where people can spawn new enemies. And they gain a little stress, but they also lose a little stress. So this is going to just be a shorter boss fight, but it's just progress. We're just trying to have progress here. After this fight, this A-team will probably need to take at least a couple of weeks to recover. And we can try and, with the few strategies that I think actually do help and work here, I think we can, in the next couple of runs, in the next couple of weeks, we can gain more gold, which
disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
At some point it will just be way more gold because we'll stop getting upgrade materials. But there is kind of a uniqueness around that too, because now that we have those extra buildings, the extra upgrade materials.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
This is an interesting new item worth quite a lot. Alright. Let's see.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
Bonus, bonus. Get rid of that. What I'm not going to do in this boss run is try and snuff out the light and get more gold, but in other runs that is most certainly the goal, is to snuff out the light and significantly increase the gold, and potentially even spend longer amounts of time in even small and medium areas, just going over the dungeon twice. This strategy certainly gives some level of new life to the dungeons when there is this actual reasoning behind going around twice. Now see, I have no idea why that character with its relatively small speed of 5 went first. Even if it is like a surprise and everybody's surprised, so everybody on my team does go first, it seems like they went out of order to accommodate that thought. Like it skipped over a whole turn so that the slowest character, although this character is the slowest character with -1 speed, and it still gets a turn, so it's hard to really feel like speed would matter. Inherently, that's the problem with this game, is that none of these stats that should feel like they mean something mean much, or feel like they mean much. Maybe they do actually mean something. I don't know. It just does not feel that way. And that's been a problem that I've had in certainly other RPG games too, where stats don't seem to really matter. Skyrim is kind of notoriously bad about that, in my opinion, because Skyrim doesn't really care what levels you're at. It'll just level the enemies to be within the same range of your levels. So you never get to this point of being overpowered. And this is a game, specifically, where being overpowered should be allowed a lot more, and they've instead balanced the game very much so you can't be overpowered ever. Like, at this point, for the amount of time I've playing on easy, I would love for my team to just be guaranteed victories, one-hit kills. I'd love for the characters to even be fleeing in terror whenever they see me, and just getting quick victories. And sure, I'm fine if there's a toggle button that's not enabled by default for enemies to flee, but I'd like it to be an option. Very much it's the case that a game like Skyrim would also probably benefit greatly if there was an abridged version of it,
or is it
that
trick of the light?
Got rid of a lot of the grinding. I'd rather have much bigger boss fights.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles, paid for
Instead
in
of
blood.
small conflicts that just kind of don't matter.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
We'll rest in the next room and get the benefits of that. Not that I really need too much benefits. You've got one guy here with 25 stress. And this really does just feel like this is going to paint a picture where I will win at this boss battle fine, but then my concern is that that's immediately going to unlock another boss battle that is going to be at level 5 or level 6, and then I'm going to be back to the struggle. Unless this dodge base is just doing a lot more. I'm not really paying attention enough in this entire run, which we've done very quickly. It's been only about 13 minutes.
A singular strike.
Like, I've not paid enough attention to see how much this guy does. Like, a critical of 17 there is kind of high, but not really that high.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle. A victory. Perhaps the turning point.
And yeah, I'm stupidly just going to hold on to these sun rings. Like, I still have a theory that maybe a team of 4 with sun rings and sun crowns is the team we want. Spiderweb with strange glow to it. There might be something behind it. You can try a shovel on it since we've... Well, no, it already said the shovel wouldn't do anything. That worked out well for us, even though it really shouldn't have. And yeah, hitting a trap at this high level doesn't matter.
In the dark. The battle may yet be won.
Okay. 4 speed. Does this guy really need 4 speed? Surprise. Stress. Stress. Heal 20%. 2 speed, all companions. This guy can have less stress for that. Adding 20 stress here for that guy is not a terrible idea. For more speed, why not? We really didn't have anything else we could do. So he's down to like 16 stress. This one's down to 19 stress. It's
as the light gains
no
purchase,
problem at all.
Spirits are lifted and purpose is made clear.
The only real problem, I guess, would be if there was a boss battle wasn't where I thought it was. And I guess at this point, what we could think about doing is we've got a curio here, a curio here. Let's take this one and interact with it. But then, if we beat this boss, let's snuff it out, go here, and get those 2 curios. And then that would give us a battle here, and a battle here. And then we could just waste a lot of extra time, even working our way towards the other side, if that matters. At 90, disarm this guy so we lose some stress, instead of using the guy with the highest disarm ability.
A marvel of technology. An engine of destruction.
So I wouldn't be surprised if this battle is really quick. And if we moved that back, that would be interesting, to say the least.
Decimated.
One guy immediately killed. Another guy almost completely killed. This one does have stealth.
For the slightest lapse in concentration.
That wasn't the most amount of damage there. I could slowly add up, but it would take quite a while. Oh, so he just resummoned somebody. Alright. So I don't know if it matters to kill the other people so much. So let's just destroy the weapon. We could try for some debuffs on it, but I suspect debuffs aren't much of anything. Might be this character in particular. Ooh. Okay, we're screwed. trying to heal everybody like crazy. Everything was going along fine, and apparently what I didn't realize was that this guy is a major target and needs to be killed consistently. And maybe he will call for reinforcement, but yeah, we're screwed kind of both ways.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
We kind of want to kill the blanket fire character, but we really got to get that cannon dead. Really got to get the health up. Interesting. I reduced a bunch of stress, that's great, but that's not going to help with something at death's door. We need this guy out of line always. And that is just a positional placement move. And then we've got to really put as much as we can into destroying the weapon. And I'm not 100% sure. I trust that all players would have really figured that out. Although visually it's fairly obvious. No, it's not a positional placement thing.
As life ebbs, terrible vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
This guy is at 42. Everything here was super easy up until this point. So unless we can get massive amounts of damage, we really need to flee.
This is no place for the weak or foolhardy.
We're screwed.
This skirmish may be lost, but the battle may yet be won.
Yeah, and that just doesn't seem fair at all. Like, what in the world am I supposed to do? I've got them at the max attack. I've got them at the max health.
And victory will come.
Everything I've seen in the tip and trip guide, I said I was going to look at another strategy guide, I didn't get around to it. But I just don't know what in the world I was supposed to do there against that enemy other than just have more heavy hitters and attack faster, specifically on that one character. Maybe I learned a little bit there.
Finally, the serum is working, and the side effects are manageable.
But that just does not feel fair at all. I'm playing on the easiest of difficulty. It should be way easier than this. Now really would be the time to try and convert over. So let's just see what else the other options would be. If we get rid of deeds, then we couldn't upgrade that, so we probably don't want to get rid of deeds. And this is all the way upgraded. So that does put us in a fine position to just translate the paintings into that. Okay. Get rid of disease for free. Sort by level. Get rid of a disease for free. one of the things the tips and trip guides did say is that there really is just no action or event that you can't recover from. And at a certain point, I kind of understand that and agree with that. But at a more practical point, it's total BS. And you can see I'm getting irritated with this game at this point.
Elusive, evasive, persistent.
Because what they mean,
righteous traits
what
for
they
a rogue.
really seem to mean when they say there's nothing you can't recover from, is that you could basically start your entire experience of this game over from the beginning and recover that way, and just start playing the game again. This is now the 4th character, well, the first just full level 6 character to completely die. And if there was a way in which these characters never really died, or they lost levels before they died, honestly that would be a pretty fair system. Is if you die, you come back as 1 level less, and then you have to grind out, or even if you come back as a level 0 but you have all of the same equipment. I may very well have also lost the items on that guy because I didn't defeat the boss. Yeah, I lost a trinket. That was a major loss also. So let's think about who our team is going to be. This guy's like totally doable. This guy is doable. Honestly, those two should be moved around. This one could be a back row. This one can be that. If we were to sort by class, as far as all of these items, 8 dodge minus 1 speed, plus 20% damage. Having plus 16 dodge may not be that terrible, since this item gives plus 15 dodge. Traps, scoutings, protection, accuracy and crit, and then a reduction in dodge. What if we were to do this instead? It would reduce my speed, but this doesn't. Yeah, this is just better for that reduction in speed anyways. Okay. If that's our team, then sort by activity, and we probably don't have enough gold to do everything we'd like to do here. Yeah, it's just not enough gold still. Do I have anything here that I would like to actually sell? Of course, you really can't go out on a journey like that, can you? So you're gonna need at least that much. And in poker terms, I am definitely on tilt here. I'm just gonna send out the people. To go back and recover. I'm just hoping that with scouting
whispers of heresy
and
roused the rabble to violent
luck
action.
will
Such was the
end up
general
not
air
running out of
rebellion
light too much.
that even my generous offer of gold to the local constabulary was rebuffed. To reassert my rule, I sought out unscrupulous men skilled in the application of force.
I think I'm gonna try and keep the light at
Tight-lipped
about
and terrifying.
25.
These mercenaries brought with them a
You don't get that
war
plus loot
machine of terrible
until your
implication.
light is the triple plus loot until you're at 0.
The
So
smell of sulfur and gunpowder hangs in the air. The war machine is close.
interesting, the game is saying it's close. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4 versus 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Safety states I can go this way first and hope for just more scouting, since there is a possibility of going both directions.
Wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
I didn't upgrade any of the skills on these characters. Safety says I can go this way. So at this it's loot plus 1.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles, paid for in blood.
Okay. So we know it's not this way. Good. Then we know which way to go. They've given us a shorter path to try to make things easier on us, I guess. Now we're at loot plus 2. But if anything, this is just really proving that it doesn't really matter what your light level is if you have scouting. Scouting is as broken as any system can be in this game. Which isn't to say it's very broken, really. Is it in any way wise to do this? Nope.
And now, the darkness holds dominion.
Missed the trap there.
Black as death.
Okay. So then we walk to this curio in pitch blackness. If anything, this may highlight that I've wasted a lot of gold.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
I very possibly have wasted a lot of gold in use of torches. Things that really are just not necessary to have spent money on.
Obliterated.
Let's go and hit this guy who's a heavy hitter. And let's actually see if our stun effect can do anything. 14 stress is kind of a lot. This is a small enough area where the idea of potentially snuffing out the light and coming back to get the treasures does make some sense.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
So maybe I don't take this treasure chest. Although really the problem here is I just don't have confidence that I want to engage with this map at all after the boss battle. So I think I will just, for time saving sake and for safety's sake, take the treasure now. Yep. Much like the cannon, this character just has a lot of health and a lot of resistance.
Size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade. Packs laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Okay. Yeah, let's look at this. Do we have anything here that would work with that? Not really. Can use that. We have 4 torches. And so it's 50-50. I would guess that this is probably the boss battle, but the right move obviously is to camp right now first.
A moment of respite. A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
Let's see. 25% damage. Plus add some stress to everybody. Let's do that. 10% damage. 10% dodge. And we don't have anything else we can do other than reduce stress on that one guy, which that wouldn't make any sense. There's a decent chance we won't get this trinket back. There is also a possibility that the Shrieker will show up and we get the trinkets we lost.
Terrors may indeed stalk these
because
shadows, but yonder, a glint of gold.
The tips and trips guide said that after you've lost, I think it was 8 items, the Shrieker will show up and then you can defeat him to get the items back. Which would almost imply that there's a system in which you never actually lose any trinkets. I don't know if I really believe that is the case.
Disadvantage. Give them no quarter.
It certainly doesn't feel like every item is unique and important to the point where you shouldn't be allowed to sell them.
Precision and power.
And I don't really think like these items are doing much for my characters anyways. They probably are helping somewhat. Like I can say that having the increased scouting ability is really good and enough to potentially increase the scouting abilities of characters using other means if you can.
The bigger the beast, the greater the glory.
Well, this is blocked, so almost certainly this is where the
Nature
boss
herself,
battle is.
a victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
But I guess at this point, it also kind of highlights that
Is struck.
it doesn't really
blazing
matter
star is
if you lose
born.
light level, does it?
A marvel of technology. An engine
I did
of
not put
destruction.
the characters in the right place. This is going to be bad. I need to find a good attack for my occultist who definitely needs to move out of the way. Let's see. Guard an ally. Buff target, 5 accuracy, 4% crit. Or debuff everybody. Let's debuff everybody to start with. Everybody but the cannon is now debuffed. Yeah, and that's still a problem. This character, 4% crits, 9% crit. This character needs to hit for crits. This one will move out of this way so that this guy can actually hit. And am I really doing much different here as far as strategy? No, I'm just focusing all my fight on this guy and hoping for some crits before he completely screws up. So this whole battle mostly feels random more than anything else. It's just based on your accuracy and whether they're going to be able to dodge or not. I don't have time to have this guy potentially guard another character. His debuffs, maybe I'll do that again. Does the game possibly have some pity on me and is misfiring because of that? Maybe. Or maybe not.
A singular strike.
Right. So I'm just gonna do this to get it lower, although that didn't seem like that really did any damage to it. I should have bellowed there, come to think of it. Yeah, the game is letting me win. No doubt about it. One health.
The brigands are undone. Our family crest is
I don't know why that is really being labeled as a level 5, a level 3 challenge.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Now, the items we got here are not the items I think I lost. Let's put everybody back in order. Okay. A fight, a room with a battle, treasure. We don't have that much food that we could do this. The best bet, I think, would be to go get this item, and this item, and ignore this fight. And I just want to play in absolute safety as much as possible. But I do want to get some gold back because we didn't get our trinkets back and we're not getting rewarded enough. We do have food, so if our health got really dangerously low, we could eat that. Outside of fights, we can't eat it inside of fights. Right. So the goal here, so we're going to go this way. But we're going to snuff out the light before we interact with the curio. And then we're going to walk in the darkness to get the other two curios. So, Control Shift Snuff.
Secrets and wonders can be found in the most tenebrous corners of this place.
We don't have an item that works with that. This guy now has Blight. Does this guy need... Do we even have medicine? No. Right, so Blight is just going to kill him if I'm not careful, so... Nah, he's resisted the Blight. Clicking on that curio didn't help because it was just a trap. Which that does kind of highlight a problem with this idea in that if all of your events are going to only really pay off if you have an item to interact with that, and then you have to wait till the end of the whole run, it's just not likely that that's going to happen. That's going to ever really synergize. You're just not going to have items at the end of your run. There's a room with treasure and a trap here if I wanted to go further, but nope, we tried our best. We should just leave and not potentially die. Leaving with the candle snuffed out, I guess gives you a couple more torches to sell. I guess that's about all you can say positive about that. We did get a boss fight defeat, and that gave us a blueprint.
And it is shameful
it's
that I must
one
rely
less
upon you to set it right.
On the list, certainly, but we are going to continuously have problems.
The raw strength of youth may be spent, but his eyes hold the secrets of 100 campaigns. The raw strength of youth may be spent, but his eyes hold the secrets of 100 campaigns.
Yeah, we may get down to upgrading the hero barracks. Can we reduce the weapon cost
A
upgrade?
sharper sword,
Yes.
a stronger shield, Anything to prolong a soldier's life.
Yeah, and pretty much always the move is to just build your next team. Defeat the Shrieker here to get our recover your lost trinkets. So I was right about that. Antiquarian being potentially one. But you know, you're really not going to get that much stress anyway, so taking like this guy again and then this girl and just taking the same team, if we're just going to take on the Shrieker, is fine. Meanwhile, we've got some people with other stress issues. Just see if we can throw any money at these characters to possibly improve them. Some of this really does just suck, though. I just got an achievement, and nothing's gonna make this any cheaper either, so it does really highlight problems of your characters not really doing the thing you want to do. Do all these characters have items on them? Yeah, they do. And that really doesn't leave a lot of other stuff. Maybe I can put one high level stress character. Take your pick as to which it would be. But then I can't afford the other. So what we would really be looking for here is a hope that there would be massive idle stress reduction as a weekly event. We are working towards replacing everybody with level 4 characters that start with all of their items and skills up to level 4, but that still means you'd have to pay for level 5 upgrades. Yeah, 4-4, 4-4, 4-4, 4-4. It's very possible that these characters cannot be upgraded, yeah, until you get to level 5. So, even if you get a brand new character, you're going to have to grind through them somewhat to be able to do that one level of upgrade, and unless it just hands you all those upgrades when you reach Hero Resolve level 5, which would be nice, and we should see and hope for that, but it's not likely that it's going to happen. And then everybody that's level 3 or lower, as far as this flagellant, which we just have not seen another flagellant of any real quality. We don't have any crests, and building upgrade material now, I guess, is we want 24 deeds and 26 crests to reduce the price, and then that will have this upgraded and this upgraded to the max. Then I guess another 25 and 26, 25 deeds, 26 crests to upgrade this, just so you can have more characters, which that's not really going to help that much. And then maybe that means we only need paintings and crests. But you would take pretty much any upgrade material you could get. No, you still need tons of busts for that. And then tons of busts for this. Paintings and busts, but maybe not deeds. And then I guess the question would be, do any of these require deeds? Yeah, 200 deeds upgrades this. 110 deeds upgrades this. I guess. So you're not anywhere close to potentially Crusader and Leper. Yeah. Yeah, you really aren't anywhere close to upgrading the buildings to a point where you wouldn't need any of the upgrade material at all. Virtue chance. This would just lower your virtue chance even more. 15% damage. So what is your damage? You put that on 12 to 23. Yeah. So let's sell that. 2 speed. You could only do that with one character. Like, you can't double stack items, which really highlights where the solar crown and the solar ring seem like they're specifically designed to combine. Okay. I don't think there's anything else we can goof off on. We could stress somebody out, though, come to think of it, because we're not going to buy any resources in this run. Of course, we won't really get any resources in this run either. This is just a straight embark. And I guess the question is, maybe if we destroyed the Shrieker's Nest, would something different happen? Shrieker's Nest is 123, Horde Shrieker is 154. Yep, really would have to pick and choose. I don't think destroying the Shrieker's Nest probably helps. At a certain level, if you did kill the Shrieker and then he never came back again, is that even really what you want? Everybody's dodge is really, really high here. So it's just swing against swing. Interesting. And we want to keep an eye out on just the number of turns.
Unnerved, unbalanced. The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
Because this guy has like 3 moves per turn to balance out that there really is only one character. But then he seems to fly away either at random intervals that are very high in the 3rd or 4th turn, or at very specific turns. I guess mentally you're assuming that the Shrieker is just flying around, picking up every trinket that's left on the ground.
As life ebbs, terrible vistas of emptiness
Really
reveal
don't want this
themselves.
guy to die. Fourth turn. Heal yourself. Reduce stress.
Mortality clarified in a single strike.
These guys definitely have a lot of damage. And yeah, it definitely feels like this would be about the point where let's see, who else do we? This definitely feels like this would be the point where he would just fly off. Yeah. Shrieking flight.
There can be no hope in this hell. No hope at all.
And maybe the trinkets and gems are in the nest, so if you destroyed the nest, you'd get the trinkets and gems earlier.
Reeling, gasping, taken over the edge into madness.
There's nowhere to go for where to continue the adventure. There's just this one location. Just wanted to double check that. We get another achievement. The achievements in this game are just insane. Absolutely ridiculous achievements. And like, I just don't know if these are items I dropped on the floor or if these are items I sold. Or these are items that were like in low-level characters that died. This guy's now up to level 6. Corvid's Grace, plus 6 dodge. We want to lock that in. Can't really afford to, but
In
I wanna
time,
lock it in.
you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Yeah. I almost don't want to play with this guy until I have enough gold to lock that ability in. I don't think that's gonna work. Give this highwayman an ability item. Let's see. No. That's way too easy to accidentally click that. 4 dodge, 1 speed. Or scouting and trapping. I guess the question is we should probably sort by class. If we're gonna do that, and just sort by class here. Scouting and trapping on that character may not be the most useful item ever. More damage. I kind of feel like we should. And see, this is where this sucks, is that to really move between 2 items, We've got to move things around. In a lot of ways, I should just probably consider dismissing that character. I don't have a single Hellion item. Interesting. I have only one Crusader, and I already have this. Stun skill versus that. Does this guy, as far as chance to stun, there's this weapon attack at level 3 that I just never use. Maybe I should just use it more. Very possibly is an example of being dumb. 10% max HP probably isn't worth it. And that does kind of just imply I should sell that. And we'll hold on to that one. I'm just going to go down the whole line of characters and see if we've got better equipments. Speed and 4 dodge, 20% max HP, -1 speed. We'll trade that out and see if that's the right move. Melee skills. Again, I think I got the wrong item on the wrong character. Yeah. She can't do 2 of those. But we can do that. Which means sell that. Houndmaster. You should have something. At the very least, just like give the Highwayman, not the Houndmaster, something. This occultist at level 3, I think we can dismiss.
Those without the stomach for this place must move on.
I've not been focusing on the bestial character. There is some room potentially to upgrade that. 50% healing skill, 15% max healing, 25% protection. Probably means I should sell these two. Like, we really do just need gold. And if selling does lead to the Shrieker showing up again, then I guess there is also an argument that you should totally sell things. I've never hit a point where we have the full the full inventory, so
the thrill of the hunt, the promise of payment.
we'll take those 2 4s, and then we've just got a team of problem people with a lot of stress. There's maybe our A team now. That very possibly isn't actually our A team. But yeah, 4 of them stressed. We've got a collection of other characters if we were going to take on a big fight. But then there is also an argument to just take on some of these level 3 characters and try and build them up higher. Although, why even do level 3s? Really, you would take level 4 characters, wouldn't you? So, let's think about what we can do as a team. Let's see, we have champion level clear the room battles. Champion room clear, complete the room battles. Here's an ancestral level item. So higher items. This is up to level 7. I thought it was going to max out at level 7 at 6. So potentially these fights just go on and on. So our real choices would be to do a level 3 or do a level 1, which is it's not going to make a lot of sense. I don't think we need yet another restraining padlock. Tough ring maybe is something worth considering. At a certain point it might also just be worth considering taking on a boss. We know the Swine God hits really hard and we failed multiple times. We know the Necromancer Lord summons things. It'll be a while, I guess, before we can defeat the final boss in the Weald. And I guess it would be fairly annoying to take on the Weald again. Cultist only item versus abomination item that would sell for more. And the gold is just more. So this is the one we want to do. We definitely don't want to take on the farmstead. And at that level, we would like this guy, I think. I don't think we have any higher jesters. So a glass cannon jester is a good category. We would take this guy. We would take the Houndmaster. We very possibly don't have a highwayman. So highwayman sounds fine. And bestial. Bestial has too much stress though. Do we have a plague doctor that's higher level? No, but it's a level 3 character anyway, so like I'm sticking with the bestial character just because. I should stick with this. Right. So Sky. I think I would prefer to get rid of, say, this in favor of this. Some of these actions obviously are not things I would ever use. Like Dark Stab here might be better than Finale, but no way it's better than Finale. Harvest has a damage mod of 50, where this has a damage mod of 33. And then this does a Finale plus 30% damage. This does Finale plus 30% damage. Oh, I see the move here. Accuracy is 105 on this with a crit of plus 3. Accuracy is a 5 on this with a crit of plus 10. And a bleed for 4 points. And a bleed for 3 points for 3 rounds. Like, there's seemingly no reason why you'd ever play Harvest 4 instead of this. But then you want to build up your Finale anyways, so you might as well have both attacks. But you really should be doing this one. And there's just no way to move your attacks around, so there's some weirdness around that. This guy needs to be in the foreground, in the front. And he doesn't have any items. So he's not really our best character. Flashing daggers. Shadow fight, throwing dagger. We'll try that in the back as a back row character. Although, weirdly, a completely unequipped character too. Let's see. Accuracy on range skills. It's probably not bad. For reducing dodge, which is not a terrible thing. And then a bunch of dodge if torch is high, which it almost certainly will be. You would kind of think that the Shrieker item would be something better than it is. But no, it's not that special. We've just kind of burned through things fast enough that we can go through another run. This is a long journey, which is in the Warrens. So let's see. A long journey with just like no torches at all as an experiment is kind of crazy. Yeah. And see, I'm not going to really address the shortcut guide I had. I'll just get less food, more torches, and we'll embark on that. Like, I definitely should be addressing the guide to maybe give me a better suggestion of what items I need.
We must first scout their squalid homes.
Okay. We need to explore 90% of the room, so it does make some sense to simply scout and avoid fights. Alright, so pistol shot 52 versus 41 makes this the weaker character.
Inspiration and improvement.
Melee versus stunning blow. Stunning blow does 5. I guess these guys are probably weak to
the abyss
fire.
Returns even the boldest gaze.
See, that attack attacks 2 people in the middle. That's a way better attack.
A decisive pummeling.
I could potentially have my guy try and remove stress, which that might be a slight concern. Sling blow damage mod is 50%, so attacking there is better, unless it's a character that is going to be particularly weak to a stunning blow.
their cursed champion falls.
And then I guess the question that comes down here is, as far as finale, it says we can do that once. Is that once per fight or once per dungeon?
Monstrous size has no intrinsic merit, unless inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue.
Because that really would be the thing to investigate, I guess. It's just... this is a great place to investigate it, actually. So let's build up the finale somewhat.
A singular strike.
And use it. Meanwhile... could also be trying to reduce stress, but... you've got like 2 camping, so 2 camping doesn't even really matter. Let's see. Stunning blow on this guy. Did stun.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Also proving himself very useful in breaking stealth.
A victory. Perhaps the turning point.
Okay. Another fight. And they're surprised.
Confidence
I just want to kill that guy safely and quickly. It's probably been noticed at this point throughout the series I've referred to a lot of female characters as guys, and as not really human NPC AIs, it has become more convenient lately for me to refer to all characters as guys. In the English language, there is no really gender specific term or gender non-specific term that you can use otherwise. Cures blight, bleed, 12 dodge. I don't think that's particularly that weird either. 8 stress. I guess off of this guy. Seriously missed. They really need to be careful when making games like this as far as how often you miss. Most players are just not going to appreciate that. Or the idea of missing ever happening.
Impressive.
Okay. That was obviously the right move. Now I have a disease though. Totally dodged that.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
I want to fight something bigger if I'm going to use the glass cannon. A finale action of the Jester. I don't want to just waste it on something ridiculous and small.
Decimated.
And yeah, I'm starting to see a growing divide between boss runs and non-boss runs. I feel like that's going to increasingly become a problem.
The bigger the beast, the greater the glory.
Alright. It is early to camp, certainly, but it is also early to recognize that there is nothing in this environment.
A spark without kindling is a goal without hope.
Okay. Stress, stress, stress. Stress, stress, stress. Stress. Scouting chances. Remove one disease. Sure. That worked nicely. Although, yeah, maybe that means that this character could be used to remove diseases for free in a lot of runs. But diseases are so cheap to remove anyways, it's just not something that's useful. 15% stress, 4 battles, and it costs 3 versus 15% stress and it costs 2. Dodge and speed for 4 battles. 15% stress. Alright, so this is the best one. We'll do there. Then dodge and speed there. And can't do anything else. I could
the way
throw
is lit. The path is clear.
Potentially
we
more
require
food.
only the strength to follow it.
Right, so we are here. I guess you go down this way. And the real reason I guess I'm only going down this way is because
finding the stuff is only the first test. Now it must be carried home.
It lets me look at the curios. I don't believe there's probably a chance of getting more torches if the torchlight is completely snuffed. Battle, room with curio. So let's go this way. Well, this is not a terrible thought. Let's grind this and take on this.
A star spawned horror.
Okay. Wicked Slice. Bypass stealth. This one doesn't have stealth anyways. Knockback 1. Damage base plus 15. Damage mod. Damage mod. Wicked Slice.
The ground quakes.
The move here is to get these characters back in the order.
Quickens.
Which I think is best done by moving that guy first. Okay. I think it would be fairly weird if we ended up having to run from this. Point blank shot. I'm not sure I actually have to kill these reinforcement characters that they summoned. Move him back in the right position. Let's see. Could heal my characters with that guy, but he's not much of a healer.
A hand's breadth from becoming unwound.
Probably need to heal him now. I thought this would have been a easier fight, but not. Now is also like the perfect time to do finale, so we should just do finale with the Jester next time. Like, there's a slight possibility finale won't do anywhere as much damage as I'd like, but it might do all 73 of the remaining health of this character.
Perched at the very precipice of oblivion.
Well, if it's gonna do finale, he's gotta be in the front. Anyways.
Obliterated.
Okay. So this will be a nice experiment. Hopefully it doesn't kill our Jester in this experiment. As to, can you use finale multiple times?
For the slightest lapse in concentration.
This may very well be an argument that I need to immediately camp again.
This is no place for the weak or the foolhardy.
Well, there went our Jester. Can we even win, or was this just insanity and stupidity on my part?
Mortality clarified in a single strike.
And can we really afford to lose 4 characters? Maybe we can. Maybe
Really
I've been playing this game completely wrong, and I should just let the entire teams of 4 die and not try to recover anybody or flee. Let's see. Stealth 2 plus 95% damage.
Injury and despondence set the stage for heroism or cowardice. Those who covet injury find it in no short supply.
Yeah, just everybody's about to die here. Unless I get really, really lucky.
Exposed to a killing blow.
A moment of clarity in the eye of the storm.
Yeah. Damage mod 33%, damage mod minus 10%.
The space between worlds is no place for mortal men.
So we have to... We've got 2 bleed characters, we've got no bandages. Here. Hello. Like, it seems like the odds of one of those characters not getting a killing blow seems really low.
Teetering on the brink, facing the abyss.
And yet, maybe, just maybe,
more blood soaks the soil, feeding the evil therein. Survival is a tenuous proposition in this sprawling tomb.
this is ridiculous. This guy is abusive, and he just killed another character. There's just no way you're going to succeed at this. I'm just going to die. I'm going to die, I'm going to lose all of this, and I'm going to lose 4 players. I've already lost 3 players.
Another life wasted in the pursuit of glory and gold.
And maybe that's what just needs to happen.
Ignorance of your enemy and of yourself will invariably lead to defeat.
Maybe that is something that would just trigger a weekly quest to something. Let's see. And who did we really lose? I think we may have lost.
A finely crafted instrument of butchery and bloodshed.
Not the worst group of people, but a probably pretty big group of people. Yeah, we lost our Jester character, which was one not to lose. We probably have a grave robber character, so no big loss there. Do we have a highwayman character? No, we're doomed on that front. Do we have a crusader character? I should just be sorting my class. Really? Nope. So we lost our only crusader, we lost our only jester, we lost our only highwayman. Because that's pretty much all we could have ever afforded. But the good news is 1 free weapon upgrade. Yeah, I kind of know who to give it to. Unfortunately, I don't know if I have anybody that can take advantage of it. It would have to be somebody that we either leveled up to level 4, or it's going to have to be somebody below level 4, which is not really the focus. It's been an incredibly long time since we've picked up anybody that we were actually leveling up, or we've actually gotten anybody to level up. So there's just not a single character here that works with that. Take this level 4 abomination.
Tortured and reclusive. This man is more
Take
dangerous
this
than he
level 2
seems.
jester. Seems like we really don't have a choice. Do we have an occultist still? Yes. So like a free weapon upgrade is just a terrible event for me now. It just doesn't work. It's a sign of being just somewhat good at manipulating the evolution of this building, but it's also a sign of the other problems of potentially the game and this gameplay mechanic not connecting to anything. And we didn't win anything at all, so we don't have any upgrade materials, we don't have any gold. So what would our next run potentially be? We could take the antiquarian and we could take a bunch of 4s and we could embark on something. We have a shrieker that we would potentially want to fight again if we want to just take a bunch of level 6 characters, which that's not a terrible thought, is to potentially just say this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy. Let's see. Yeah. So in the next episode, I guess we'll kill the Horde Shrieker and get a bunch of items back, because we lost 8 items, which, now that I do the math, is fairly obvious. If you lose all 4 of your team members and they each have 2 items, that is 8 items. So you could be fighting the Shrieker every other run effectively if you're just gonna fail miserably like I just did. And we should probably take on the Beguiling Siren and see if we can defeat that. I think some of these trophy items may very well change how things are a little bit, but I don't think by much. Like, the real move would be to do this and then hope that there's a Gentle Tide quest. Do a Gentle Tide quest with a bunch of level 4 characters or even level 3 characters. Maybe a mix of 2 4s and 2 3s. Then make it easier to take on the Siren. I know the strategy. Can I do the strategy is the question. And I'm not sure I can. Nor am I 100% sure I have enough tolerance for this game to go that far. Every new episode going forward really is just a coin flip in my head as far as, do I want to keep on playing this game, or do I just want to throw my top tier team at the Darkest Dungeon and just see what happens. I really should be just thinking about going against the Darkest Dungeon and seeing what happens. If I succeeded there, if it gave me a ton of gold, if it changed how the game played somehow, that might be very interesting and renew my interest in the game. If I just fail miserably, well, that's almost what I expect, and then I probably would just be fine with saying I'm done with this game. I have no specific need really to defeat the Darkest Dungeon run, even on its first runs. Anyways, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. And if you want to support me further, there's a link to Patreon, or you can friend me on Steam and give me a game off my wishlist. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.